So keep going, keep moving. You don't know the day you will show up and they will be like, yes, this is the person I'm looking for. And you have always showed up, oh, you'll be like, but I've always been here. So now let's go to our second part. The third lesson I picked from the book Alchemist is the fact that it is never too late to change a thing about yourself. It is never too late to change anything. So if you have a particular aspect of your life that you don't like, then fix it. This is what I tell people. You don't like it, then you fix it. So let's bring it down to the book Alchemist. There was a crystal shop that had an elderly person as its owner, and the man felt that it was too late to change anything really about the shop. So he just left it. Every day we just come, just sit down in the shop. If he sees anybody that would come and buy anything, fine. If he doesn't see, fine. But because one person was willing to do the work, which was Santiago, so Santiago went to work with him. The first day Santiago got there, he just cleaned all the crystals, and that was it. Before he was done cleaning, 2 people had come in to purchase from them. The elderly man just left everything dirty and disorganized. But of course, you have to make the effort. So because Santiago was willing to put in the work, now look at it, the whole story changed. People started to come again to patronize them. So don't be too rigid to change. I understand that was one of the issues that the elderly man had. He felt it was too late. He felt he was too old to change anything about his life. Unless you're 100 years. If you're not 100 years, I'm not going to pardon you, okay? Alright, unless you're 100, and I'm sure you're not 100 yet, you that you're watching this video. So in the case of this crystal shop, he knew that he needed to do something, but because it was too rigid to change. He knew that if things were going to change in that place, he was going to put in the work. Maybe hire someone to clean for him every morning, maybe do something that nobody is doing, and maybe that will bring more sales. But he was not even willing to do it because it was too rigid. So that's one of the lessons I picked from the book Alchemist. Learn how to embrace change. Be flexible. Learn how to deal with change. Even our God that is in heaven does not want us to be static. The Bible says that, beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. So if God wants us to prosper means you have to work and prosper. You cannot be sleeping and be useless and want to prosper. No, prospering means you have to do the work. Don't be like the owner of that crystal shop. Get up, do something for yourself, fix it. You don't like it, you know you don't like it, then fix it. Nobody's going to fix it for you. Sometimes we feel we are helpless. We just feel in our head, okay, we are helpless. But at the end of the day, we are not helpless. So that state of helplessness, or the feeling or belief of helplessness, many times it is always self-inflicted. You know what that means? So now let's go to our next lesson. Lesson number 4. Challenges will always come, but don't stay too long in it. In the book Alchemist, that guy Santiago went from fire burn to fire all through that book, but all times he came out victorious. Let me give you examples. When he became a shepherd, he had a lot of sheep. He had about 60 of them, and when it was time to sell them and go to pursue his personal legend, he had to sell all of them. So he made a lot of money from selling them. So when he got to a strange land, a stranger stole all the money from him. So he went from having all the money in the world to being broke. He didn't have one kobo with him. That's enough reason to go back home and say, oh, I failed in life, I'm sorry, but I can't do it again. Of course, life would definitely happen to everyone, but the ability for you to get up and say, you know what, I am bigger than this, I'm bigger than all of these challenges, I am bigger than every mountain. You know that song, God is bigger than every mountain that I cannot see. So when your business is not going well, when that relationship is not working, when your academics is going down the hill, don't stay. Don't settle in your challenges. Move, get up, get going.
You sit in shit too long, it stops smelling. So come the fuck out of there.
Number 5, always eat the omens. I don't know how to say this one. Always trust your instinct. Your instincts will never lie to you. But I need you to also understand that if you trust your instinct today and you fail, tomorrow you will think twice before trusting your instincts. So I believe that everyone should train their instincts. That was one of the things that helped Santiago in that book. He was a very smart young man. So before you can trust your instincts, you need to train your instincts. It's not every business that you rush and go into. That still voice that is always talking to you. Don't put your money in this one. Don't put your money in this one. This one is not for you. But it's a lie, you will not hear. Next lesson number 6. That one is a quote. It's a quote I got from that book, and I've held on to it since that time. Beauty is the greatest seducer of men. So this was how I interpreted it. Beauty. Dare to be different. Dare to do something differently. Be the absolute best. be flawless in your business, in your career, whatever you have decided to do, even in your marriage. Dare to be the best. Santiago, everywhere he went, was different. From the way he catered for his sheep, from the way he has always lived his life, he kept attracting the best to himself. In the school, at the workplace, dare to be different. So when other people are getting promotion, it's not because, they are seeing something in them. That's why they are getting promotion. When people are getting increments in salary, it's not because of anything, it's because they are doing something right. Lesson number 7. You must understand that love does not stop a man from pursuing his personal legend. I would say that again. You need to understand as an individual that love will never stop a man from pursuing his personal legend. If the reason why you're not going for that career is because of love, if the reason you're not picking that master's form, the PhD form, the medicine that you wanted to study, if the reason why you're not studying it is because of love, you know you are doing something wrong. Two good heads are meant to be better than one. So if the reason why you're not pursuing your personal legend is because of a man or a woman, they are stopping you. If the only reason why you're not shining, the only reason why you're not flying, the reason you have refused to fly is because of a relationship, you should check. I'm not saying quit your relationship. I'm not saying stay in your relationship. I've only said that you need to sit back. There are certain questions you need to answer before you stay in that relationship. Love does not stop. Love does not keep a man from pursuing his personal legend, okay? Yeah, that's it. So let us come down to Santiago's case. So for Santiago, in the pursuit of his personal legend, he found a woman that he really loved, a very beautiful woman that he really loved. And his eyes was like, if I leave and somebody, takes her or hijacks her, what happens to me? I'm never going to leave her. So the alchemist in that book now analyzed everything to him that, look, let me tell you something. So if you settle for this woman, you were on a journey, you were on a path before now. If you settle for this woman, you'll be happy. First year, let's say you're so happy that I married my dream woman. But what happens after that? Let's say you settle in the Oasis. Oasis was where he stopped at some point, and that was where he found this woman. So let's say you stayed back in the Oasis. You're not going to pursue your personal legend again. First year, maybe you have so much money because you are brilliant and you could see visions, you dream dreams, okay? Maybe they give you like a chieftaincy. And after 2 years, when you say that, I'm actually meant for more, I was on a journey, then you become unhappy. You will not do well again, right? Even the lady will not be happy because she would feel that she was the one that stopped you from pursuing your personal legend. So that was one of the things that Santiago was told, and it was like, true. And I was like, that is actually true. So he went on to pursue his personal legend, and when it was done, of course, he definitely came back for the lady. Love will not stop you from achieving your dreams. Again, in the book Alchemist, I learned that sometimes in life, we are afraid to pursue our most important dreams because we feel we don't deserve them. Not because of anything. You just feel, I don't deserve this thing. How can I be a master's holder at 22? I'm not ready. I'm not actually ready. How can I have a PhD at 25? I don't think I'm ready, okay? How can I be married at 25? I'm not ready. I don't deserve that kind of thing. So sometimes in life, we are afraid to pursue our most important dreams because we feel this one is too much. How can I be a CEO at 20? That's quite early. That's very early. So those are the thoughts we sometimes have in our head, and it's really bad. Come to this book. The crystal shop failed to pursue his dream of going to Mecca because he felt that's actually too good for me, How can I go to Mecca? I'm just a crystal shop owner. How am I supposed to do it? So not because he lacked the money, but he just felt that was too good for him. He felt he didn't deserve that kind of thing. Another reason why we are afraid of pursuing our most important dreams is because we feel we'll never be able to achieve them, and that's like the major thing for people. They don't go near it because they feel they will never get there. They feel they will never ever get there. So what's the point when I know I will never be able to get there? So why should I even start? That's another limiting belief that many people have, and that's why I say, you know what, I'm going to speak about this particular lesson because I'm looking at you now, so you're looking at me. That dream of yours, that your lifelong goal that you've always had, it's not too good for you, and you deserve it, okay? And you can achieve it if you put your mind to it. So why would you consider yourself a failure when you have not even started? Start. You will not die. Failure is part of the process. Don't be scared that you will not get it. Why not try? If you try it and you get it, hallelujah. And if you don't get it, they will not tie you down. You have tried it. They will not lock you down. You have tried it. You cannot go forward in life. No, it is not like that. So it is always good to try. When you try, you know that this is my strength, these are my weakness. So instead of having that limiting belief, I feel that we should always try. The most interesting part, teach your kids good manners. Teach them as they are very small. Start teaching them. So now let's come to Santiago. When Santiago's parents were teaching him, they did not teach him so that one day they will not tell him go. They were just teaching him normally, the same way everybody should teach their kids, not even knowing that this boy was going to become a shepherd and was going to leave the house at a very tender age. But there was one thing that stood out for him in his life. It was because he was well trained. He met a lot of opportunities because he was well trained. So I feel that it is our responsibilities as parents and even parents to be to teach our kids the way they should go. Teach your kids to be able to stand on their own. When Santiago was leaving the house, his parents had peace. They knew they had raised an amazing young man. So it was easy for them to say, yeah, go, I leave you with the love of father. Go and prosper. There are some kids you cannot leave and say you want to go to bed. No, your mind is already like, hey, what's my son doing? What is my daughter doing? So teach your kids God's ways, okay? Teach them good morals. You will not die, and they will not die too. There are many things that we see these days and we're like, who are these mothers nowadays and fathers nowadays? I don't get it. Who raised these people? So the last lessons, but not the least. Now let me tell you how this lesson came about. So now the man who happens to be the alchemist was taking Santiago to the pyramid of Egypt, where he supposed treasure, where they were. So they were at the desert and they were caught. Some warmongers found them and they not kidnapped though, it's not kidnapped, they arrested, maybe arrested, they arrested them and they took them to their own hangout. Okay, so when they got there, they were not asking them that, are you both spies, what are you doing here? They say, they are not spies, so they are just going on their own, jejely. So the man that is called the alchemist in that book now told them that you people should be careful, you people should tread softly. Okay, you know the person that I'm going with, this small boy that you're seeing here, he can turn himself to wind and he will blow all of you away. The boy was not looking at the alchemist that, are you is everything okay with you? You want to murder me? You know I can't do this to me. Why are you lying? Why do you want these people to kill me just like that? They now told him, do it now. He now said, I cannot do it now. It will take me another 3 days before I can be able to turn myself into wind. So he had 3 days to stay alive and look for solution to his problem. So at the end of the day, he told alchemist that you know how to turn yourself to wind, but I don't know it. So what was the plan? What were you thinking in your head when you said that? The alchemist told him to figure it out, to go and learn what to do, unless he wants to die after 3 days. And because he didn't want to die after 3 days, he tried to look for ways to be able to turn himself to wind. Climbed to the hills and he just sat there and he was looking down. Now let me try to speak to the wind. So he started to cajole the wind. Wind, come. Do you know what is love? Wind was like, I don't know what is love. He said, don't worry, I'll teach you. I'll teach you what love means. But you have to teach me in return how to be able to turn myself into wind. And Wind was like, I love to learn that which you want to teach me, which is love. But I don't know how to turn anyone to wind. So that is like the major challenge. I'm willing to help you, but I don't know how to do it. I was like, oh, really? Wow. Okay. So the wind told him to go and meet the sun. Go and meet sun. Sun should have a tip for you. Sun should know how to do it. So he went to meet sun, and sun was like, I want to learn about love, but I don't know how to turn anyone to wind. But Sun said something in that book. Sun told Santiago to speak to the hand that wrote all things, which is the hand of God. And the same way Sun told Santiago the other day, I'm telling you too. Why not speak to the hand that wrote all things? I know you need someone to talk to at every point of your life. Why not speak to God? Do you think God is tired of you? Maybe life is happening to you, or you are the one happening to life, and you feel there is no solution. You have spoken to humans, you have seek all human assistance, all human knowledge, and you seem not to be getting any solutions to your problem. Why not speak to the hands that wrote all things? He is willing to help you. Maybe you have run everywhere for solution, and you're yet to get any, which you will never get unless you come and speak to the hands that wrote all things. So Santiago went ahead to speak to God. God, please teach me how to be able to turn myself to wind. Of course, God taught. And on the 3rd day, when all the army officers were gathered, Santiago was able to turn himself to wind, and he almost blew all their tents. He almost blew everything apart. Okay? All the generals had to hold themselves together so breeze will not blow them away. And that's it. It was released with an entourage to the pyramid of Egypt where it was going to. In all things, speak to the hands that wrote all things, always ready to receive us whenever we are ready to speak to him. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. I'm super excited. Thank you so very much guys for watching till this very moment. I would also love to read from you. Have you read the book Alchemist? If not, please, I want you to read it. I'm willing to share soft copies with you if you want. And please, I want you to also drop the lessons, a few lessons that you learned from the book Alchemist. I also want to learn from you as well. Thank you very much. Please subscribe before you go. Share with your friends and family members. And I would see you in my next video.